Coming up today on Retirement Made Simple, if you feel overwhelmed when thinking about all the pieces of your financial plan, you're not alone. In fact, investing, taxes, financial planning, all of those things can be overwhelming for most people. But today, we're going to help simplify it all for you. Retirement Made Simple starts right now.
This is Retirement Made Simple with E.A. Buck. E.A. Buck focuses on finances, preservation, and retirement. Led by Chief Executive Officer Katie Buck and Chief Investment Officer Jeff Buck, E.A. Buck helps you grow and preserve what you've worked a lifetime to build. Each week, Katie and Jeff help you tackle some of the biggest challenges in retirement, including retirement planning, retirement taxes, wealth management, Social Security, and navigating federal benefits. Welcome to Retirement Made Simple.
Thanks for joining us today. I'm Amy Sharp here with Katie Buck, CEO of E.A. Buck Financial Services. Financial matters, especially topics like investing, taxes, the stock market, can really be overwhelming for most people. How do you approach these conversations, these complex topics with individuals that are coming into you? This is what you do every single day, but how are you making it a little easier for them to understand?
You know, I'm so happy we're going to slow down and talk about this. When you're putting it into the financial picture, there's so many things that go into it. If you think about it, you've got your CPA doing your taxes, the mortgage brokers helping you put together the right mortgage, you've got the insurance agents figuring out how to take care of your home. And all these people are speaking different languages to you. So understanding the language really becomes critical. And I tell people, don't get overwhelmed. I mean, if you go see the doctor, they're going to talk to you about medical languages. When you stop at your attorneys, they've got the legal language. Well, financial advice, it has a financial language. Even my kids, Amy, they're making up their own language on texting these days.
I don't always understand it. I know you are in that same world as well with those teenagers.
Do yours leave out a few, letters of the alphabet, at least when they're texting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The good news is we're not leaving anything out when it comes to the financial language. So I think we just try to slow down and interpret the language when we're sitting across the table so that everybody can understand exactly what is getting said.
With all the moving parts in a financial picture, where do we even begin? There's got to be a starting point, right, to get us to where we ultimately want to be.
I'm glad you said the word picture. When you are putting it together, it's kind of like a puzzle. And I know we've all had the privilege to lay out those pieces on your puzzle, and you gather the sides first and maybe put together the corners, and then you group them by colors, right? What we try to do is take all those financial pieces in somebody's puzzle and we clarify it. Amy, you have to start with the tax code, for example. Those are kind of like the edge pieces. They're going to put the parameters in place, and they're going to tell you exactly what you can and cannot do. When we start to put the puzzle pieces in there, we might find you're missing something. And then we need to go pick that one up and put it into the picture. We also might find great fits, and then we need to encourage those individuals to do more of that. So this puzzle, though, when it comes together, it's that aha moment, right? You can see exactly what you were hoping for, and that's what we aim to do at E.A. Buck.
I heard you say something unique there at E.A. Buck that you do, that tax piece, that part of the puzzle. What goes into that, and how does that look for helping individuals really understand taxes?
You know, the wealthiest of all investors, Warren Buffett said, and he called it the golden rule, it's not what you make that counts, it's what you keep. So by putting a tax-focused lens on building the financial puzzle, we're able to help families really understand through the complexities of the tax code some of the hidden secrets. And the bottom line is we just want them paying their fair share.
It seems that having a trusted financial professional to help you navigate all of this is really the best way to go about it. A lot of people maybe did a good job budgeting during their working years, but then you get to retirement, and there's so many complexities that we're talking about that go into it. How do we go about finding that trusted advisor to work alongside us? Retirements last a long time now, Katie.
And I'm really thrilled that we're starting with the word trusted professional. As you're doing your plan and you're putting it together, you don't want to do this by yourself. Going back to the idea about the medical language, when my kids are sick, I'm not YouTubing how to repair them with a surgery, right? I'm not prescribing them the medications they need. So I really think that getting a trusted professional for your health and your wealth, those are pretty serious topics. Why? There is no do-overs when it comes to your retirement plan, right? You have one plan and you need to get that right. Also, if you're planning your retirement for the first time, I don't know about you, but most things I do the first time don't turn out all that well. So I think having a trusted professional that can help you plan, who's planned hundreds, might make a huge difference.
And knowing which one is best for me, what is the best way to go about that? Because everybody is different in how they want to do their planning and what their goal is ultimately for retirement. One may not work for the other.
Absolutely. I think keeping with our theme around the doctors, you would not go see a dermatologist if you have diabetes, right? So right fit becomes pretty important. When you're thinking about these things, do you need a specialist or do you want a generalist, right? Are you going to work with a PCP or a heart surgeon? And a lot of financial professionals, they kind of are specialists. Like I said before, they might do your insurance or they might take care of your retirement strategy. But how do you put together that whole comprehensive plan and then get those financial professionals to talk to each other? I think at EA Buck, it's one of our differences that we take advantage of because we keep a lot of internal specialists. We have our own asset managers, for example. We also have individuals that are able to put together the tax picture after we create the plan. Doing this, though, can lead to perhaps a better outcome.
We're off to a great start, and we've got much more to come, so stick around. Thank you so much, Katie. Up next, Katie shares her prescription for tax relief when Retirement Made Simple continues. Stay tuned.
When it comes to planning for the future, time may not always be on your side. Think about your taxes. Tax rates are historically low right now, but they'll likely be higher in the future. Our current tax rates are set to expire in just a few short years. With the right planning and strategy, you might be able to cut your tax bill in the years to come. But don't wait until it's too late to take advantage of today's lower tax rates. Let us be your partner in planning for tomorrow so you can enjoy your retirement today.
On the surface, your retirement plan might look solid. With your 401k or IRA, Social Security, investments, and insurance coverage, you appear to have it all covered. But what could you be missing? Below the surface, is your retirement exposed to too much risk? It's time for a deeper dive into your portfolio. We can help you uncover the risk that lies beneath the surface and learn about strategies to help preserve your savings. Get your free risk analysis today.
Planning for retirement can be complicated. Helping create income that lasts, making sure your health care is covered, investing while managing risk, and don't forget about taxes. If you're overwhelmed, you're not alone. The good news is we have what you need to give you confidence to start planning for your ideal retirement, all in one convenient resource. You'll get answers to some of your biggest retirement questions in this easy-to-understand, practical resource. And best of all, there's no cost to you. Take the first step toward a confident retirement and get yours today.
How does your future look in retirement? When you don't have a strategy, the future might look a little fuzzy. But with someone asking the right questions and helping you learn where you truly stand, it can become easier to work towards your goals. You need a plan to help generate income that will last as long as you need it. And the first step to creating an income plan is an analysis of where you are now. Let us help you bring your retirement into focus with your free income analysis today.
I'm here with Katie Buck, CEO of EA Buck Financial Services. And Katie's been sharing some valuable insights about finding the right type of guidance with your finances. There's so much to think about. Let's talk about some of the tools that your team has to help people understand the impact that taxes can have on retirement. This is such an important topic. A lot of times people want to just forget about it, hope it doesn't impact them. That's not the case, of course, and you're really there to help along the way.
Well, I think getting to see what we're talking about maybe helps a little bit. So as I walk through a couple ideas here, I hope it can bring to life really how a written plan with action behind it can lead us to some pretty cool results. When we think about our taxes, we're doing them all the time, and the 1040 is black and white, right? So we blend together the outcomes as a result of kind of the lack of clarity that happens on the 1040. What we did is, you can see by taking a look on the screen with me right now, that there is this special sheet that is called our tax forecast sheet. This forecast sheet actually is color-coded. It's got red, green, and yellow. And these colors mean things to us. So green is fully taxable. So Amy, every level you're going to get hit from. The red pieces, well, these are where you get a tax break. There are things like your mortgage interest or your kids. But honestly, a lifestyle choice because they don't really save you money. At least my kids don't save me money.
Right.
The gold pieces, though, on the tax return that you're seeing in front of you is areas of opportunity. This is where a government is going to give you a tax incentive for holding these different pieces. By putting a little bit of color coding on the tax sheet, it's pretty cool because now we can play a simple game. How do you get out of the green and how do you go to the gold? And this is where the secrets of the tax code are hidden. If we drill down in it and you actually take a look with me at Schedule E, Schedule E has a lot of gold on it. It's the area that we are going to put things like our rental properties. It's going to be the areas that we own equipment for businesses, and that makes us money. We also incentivize a lot around oil and gas drilling. And Amy, who owns rental properties, equipment, and oil and gas wells? Everyday people or the very rich?
Usually the very rich.
You've got it. And so the very rich have written the tax code in their favor as a result of this. And so what we want to do is we want to show investors these areas and how they potentially could take advantage of them as well. I'll give you one example. Let's say you were able to buy some rental property, say for $275,000. What you do is you take that dollar amount that you bought it for and you divide it over 27.5 years. It's a depreciation factor. What that factor does, though, is it means you're going to realize $10,000 a year of depreciation. Now you think, how is this going to help me? Well, see, that rental property, every month you collect some rents. And that could add up to be like $12,000 a year, maybe $1,000 a month. And the cool part is that $10,000 of depreciation is actually taken against the 12, so you only have to pay taxes on 2. Now, when you go to your day job, does the government let you get away with any tax-free money just for doing the work?
Not generally.
Not generally. So this is, again, one of the hidden loopholes. And by the way, you don't have to come up with $275,000 to take advantage of the loopholes. There's lots of ways to get engaged in these activities. And in some activities like oil and gas, you even can be permitted to bring through that depreciation against other sources of income. So pretty cool.
I like that you color-coded this. I like it's a game. You can tell she has 7 children because you've turned taxes into a game for us to think about. When we get to retirement, we do have to have different sources of income, and it's different for every single person. How do you have that conversation with someone as to how those different sources of income will be taxed? How does that play into this game?
You know, we are all dealing with different circumstances, and a lot of times what dictates how your retirement is going to get taxed is going to be where you worked. My dad, for example, he worked at the university, and so he participated in getting both a pension and his 403B, a TSA. My mom, on the other hand, though, was a fantastic mom, but she never had to work. So what we did for her is we funded an IRA, an individual retirement account. If you work for a for-profit business, you'd have something called a 401k, or if you're working for the federal government, you might have something called a TSP. All of these investments that, though, I'm describing are funded with pre-tax money. So that means the employee during their working years is able to take a deduction now. It grows deferred, and then you're going to pay the taxes later when it comes out. And you can continue that deferral up until, well, your required minimum distribution age. The important part, though, Amy, here is that not all money is equal, and you have a choice sometimes at your employer or with your IRA to also consider funding something as a Roth option. These Roth options, well, they're just the dead opposite. What they boil down to is you're going to be able to fund it with after-tax money, and then you can take it out tax-free. The genius, though, in this is you have to ask yourself the question, which is what makes the most sense for you today and in the future? Now, I hope you can see the future. Are you able to do that?
A little bit. It's foggy sometimes, but I can see it's better to be forward-thinking, right?
Well, I concur. I attempt to all the time to get my husband to read my mind and know exactly what I'm going to do. When that doesn't work out, I think it's best to plan. So in our retirement plans, I think what's great is if you can have maybe a little bit of both. Some money that's going to grow for you tax deferred and be taxable later, and some resources that are potentially accessible to you tax free. Working with a professional, though, can help you navigate those choices and figure out how the tax brackets are going to impact whether you're funding, like my dad, his TSA, or my mom, her Roth IRA.
This is all great information, great insight, and it really shows that trusted professional, having them by your side, someone like you and a member of your team, really does go a long way in making sure that we fully understand the impact of taxes. Thank you so much. Straight ahead, we'll put Katie to the test in our round of Retirement IQ. And later, Katie shares some simple, actionable steps that you can take to help ensure your wealth is landing in your bank account, not the government's. We'll be back.
How does your future look in retirement? When you don't have a strategy, the future might look a little fuzzy. But with someone asking the right questions and helping you learn where you truly stand, it can become easier to work towards your goals. You need a plan to help generate income that will last as long as you need it. And the first step to creating an income plan is an analysis of where you are now. Let us help you bring your retirement into focus with your free income analysis today.
On the surface, your retirement plan might look solid. With your 401k or IRA, Social Security, investments, and insurance coverage, you appear to have it all covered. But what could you be missing? Below the surface, is your retirement exposed to too much risk? It's time for a deeper dive into your portfolio. We can help you uncover the risk that lies beneath the surface and learn about strategies to help preserve your savings. Get your free risk analysis today.
When it comes to planning for the future, time may not always be on your side. Think about your taxes. Tax rates are historically low right now, but they'll likely be higher in the future. Our current tax rates are set to expire in just a few short years. With the right planning and strategy, you might be able to cut your tax bill in the years to come. But don't wait until it's too late to take advantage of today's lower tax rates. Let us be your partner in planning for tomorrow so you can enjoy your retirement today.
Planning for retirement can be complicated. Helping create income that lasts, making sure your health care is covered, investing while managing risk, and don't forget about taxes. If you're overwhelmed, you're not alone. The good news is we have what you need to give you confidence to start planning for your ideal retirement, all in one convenient resource. You'll get answers to some of your biggest retirement questions in this easy-to-understand, practical resource. And best of all, there's no cost to you. Take the first step toward a confident retirement and get yours today.
And now it's time to put our knowledge to the test with this week's Retirement IQ. Katie, you ready?
Yes.
I feel like you can handle this. Some of these are very fun and you're going to learn something, I'm sure. Okay, first question, true or false? The highest tax rate in U.S. history was in 1944 when it was 94% for some taxpayers.
Unbelievably, this is true.
It is unbelievable.
I mean, could you even imagine putting a pen to paper on that?
We think it's bad now. It puts it in perspective, doesn't
At
it?
94%. I guess the government had a number of funding options they needed to take care of that year. Thankfully, those rates are not at 94% today. Obviously, marginal rates are back down to some of the best periods in history. So truly, taking advantage of a tax break is something you should do this year.
It was true indeed. It applied to taxpayers who made over $200,000 annually, just to be specific there. Okay, another true or false. Traffic accidents increase significantly on or around April 15th.
No way. False?
Believe it or not, it's true. And that, they say, is because all those frantic drivers, we know that's not you out there, surely not, none of us here, scrambling to get to the post office at the last minute to mail in their tax returns. I can understand this a little bit. If you owe, you're in no rush to get there early. Absolutely. So then you wait till the last minute and then you realize, I got to do it. It's go time.
Terrible that, again, last minute results in a traffic accident.
Right.
Interestingly enough, if you actually are delaying filing your tax return, you have a lower chance, though, of getting an audit. So I don't know, maybe those last-minute filers are onto something.
Yeah, we don't want traffic accidents for sure. That's an interesting little fact, though. Okay, true or false, again, in New Mexico, once you turn 100 years old, you are exempt from filing and paying income taxes. So another tax one here. This may be good news, right?
Well, just because you misled me with the last one, I'm going to have to think this is true somehow.
This is true. Someone who is 100 years old isn't likely to be working, but it's a good reminder that income taxes still apply in retirement. Retirement is not a tax exemption. Darn it. I'm hoping by the time we get there, right?
Well, I know, again, taxes are pretty unavoidable, it sounds like, up till age 100. Paying attention to, of course, these rules can make or break some decisions. The Tax Cut and Jobs Act, for example, was put in place from 2018 to 2025, and it allowed a lot of our retirees to get a massive tax break. When those rates go back up, you're talking about a 10 to 18% increase. And not only that, the brackets are actually going to get a little bit tighter, so you're going to get taxed sooner. So planning ahead for retirement, probably well before you're 100, is pretty important. And taking advantage of things like converting some of your money to a Roth, for example, in your retirement years, or contributing to the Roth, maybe could help you, during those better periods that are unavoidable, because not all of us are going to see 100 in New Mexico.
Okay, here's the next one for you. True or false as well. Social Security is a tax-free source of income in retirement.
I wish this was true, but it's actually false. The realities facing us with Social Security, and you think because we've paid into it all of these years as tax, and here the government goes retaxing it when it comes out. What I think a lot of people don't realize, though, is how quickly it impacts you. Amy, give you an example. If you're married and your income, including half of your Social Security, happens to go more than $32,000, they're going to tax 50% of your benefit. And it gets worse. If it goes above $44,000, they're going to tax 85% of your Social Security benefit. So everything you're paying in, they're going to take back.
These little trivia questions, we learn a lot from these. Interesting about April 15th, especially the traffic accidents. We hope that doesn't happen.
No, get your taxes filed on time and don't rush.
Be safe out there. Okay, very good. Thank you so much, Katie. Still to come, you'll learn some of the simple steps you can take today to potentially help you improve your situation, because how useful is knowledge without action? Stay tuned.
On the surface, your retirement plan might look solid. With your 401k or IRA, Social Security, investments, and insurance coverage, you appear to have it all covered. But what could you be missing? Below the surface, is your retirement exposed to too much risk? It's time for a deeper dive into your portfolio. We can help you uncover the risk that lies beneath the surface and learn about strategies to help preserve your savings. Get your free risk analysis today.
Planning for retirement can be complicated. Helping create income that lasts, making sure your health care is covered, investing while managing risk, and don't forget about taxes. If you're overwhelmed, you're not alone. The good news is we have what you need to give you confidence to start planning for your ideal retirement, all in one convenient resource. You'll get answers to some of your biggest retirement questions in this easy-to-understand, practical resource. And best of all, there's no cost to you. Take the first step toward a confident retirement and get yours today.
When it comes to planning for the future, time may not always be on your side. Think about your taxes. Tax rates are historically low right now, but they'll likely be higher in the future. Our current tax rates are set to expire in just a few short years. With the right planning and strategy, you might be able to cut your tax bill in the years to come. But don't wait until it's too late to take advantage of today's lower tax rates. Let us be your partner in planning for tomorrow so you can enjoy your retirement today.
How does your future look in retirement? When you don't have a strategy, the future might look a little fuzzy. But with someone asking the right questions and helping you learn where you truly stand, it can become easier to work towards your goals. You need a plan to help generate income that will last as long as you need it. And the first step to creating an income plan is an analysis of where you are now. Let us help you bring your retirement into focus with your free income analysis today.
Welcome back. If today has proven anything, it is understanding the language of finance and the complicated world of retirement. It's not something you want to do by yourself. So if you are preparing to retire or you're already there and you're interested in resources that can help you prepare for this next phase of life, then call or go online today to request your no-cost Retirement Made Simple bundle. And Katie joins me once again to bring the show home and talk about that bundle a little bit more, because we've learned so much today. Knowledge is power, educating ourselves about all these topics and having that trusted professional by our side.
Absolutely. And, building on what we talked about earlier, you only get one shot at getting your retirement right. And you want to make sure it is as well planned as possible. No surprises along the journey, right? When we think about what your first step, though, has to be in retirement or making the choice to get there, reaching out to that trusted professional who's going to be with you on that journey can really help. So often I see individuals have a great financial advisor, but they're a solo practitioner. And I can tell you, you don't want that individual thinking about their retirement and not yours. So having that team of trusted professionals, Amy, can make a huge difference. I encourage everybody, reach out to us today. Take advantage of the retirement bundle. Take the first step so that you are moving in the direction you want for your retirement.
Lots to think about today, and I think really telling people that they need a team around them. We're all better when we surround ourselves with individuals who know more than we do. And sometimes if you want it to be a DIY project, it may be possible, but I always feel like having a little bit of guidance along the side is going to make me feel better anyway.
I agree entirely. Two heads are better than one, they've said. And so having individuals that are planned for others will be with you on this journey and be able to give you the sounding board and listen to your needs. It could potentially give you the confidence that you need moving into retirement. So taking the first step to schedule a meeting with a trusted professional and finding that right fit, again, priceless. I hope everybody does it.
Great insight. Thank you so much. The retirement landscape is constantly changing, and Katie and her team are here to stay on top of all the changes to the tax code and the latest strategies to help you save, so you can spend your time doing what you love with the people who matter most to you. EA Buck helps make the complex simple, putting the financial focus on you. For Katie and the team at EA Buck, I'm Amy Sharp. Have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you next time.